can't believe the midterm's tomorrow already. I feel so unprepared.
Oh my god, same. There's literally way too much stuff on it.
I know, right?
Did you want to try staying at the cafe for a little bit? Yeah, we can get some coffee too.
Sounds good.
That looks really good. What'd you end up getting?
Oh, I got a caramel coffee with extra caramel drizzle.
Oh.
Just how I like it.
That sounds sweet.
It's good though.
I bet.
What is that?
This? Oh, it's stevia.
Is that like a new flavor or something?
It's actually a natural 0-calorie sugar substitute.
Oh, interesting.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. I feel amazing. I feel like I could study all these chapters in like 5 minutes.
Oh, actually, what I think you're feeling is a spike in your blood glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream and is probably triggering rapid insulin release. You really should slow down on that sugar.
Yeah, whatever. It tastes amazing, and I feel amazing, so...
I think that's what's kind of making you jittery, and you really won't be able to focus.
A few moments later.
Why do I feel so exhausted? How are you still working? It's been hours.
Well, after a spike comes a crash. That rapid insulin release from drinking all that sugar can lower blood glucose quickly, making you feel all tired and exhausted. I feel normal though, because I had my coffee with stevia instead of regular sugar. Stevia does not raise blood sugar levels. I actually have an extra stevia packet if you want to use it for your morning coffee.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm definitely using this next time. I barely got any work done.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of our channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the all-natural, zero-calorie sugar substitute, stevia. As you may know, the commercially used stevia sweetener commonly comes from a plant known as Stevia rubaudiana, from which stevia glycosides are extracted. Stevioside and rubodiazide A, sometimes called Reb A, are the sweetest. But how does this process actually work? Well, first, we need to actually grow the plant. When it's being grown, conditions like temperature, soil pH, and humidity are closely regulated, since improper conditions can lead to plant disease or bitter flavors developing. Typically, the leaves of stevia plants are harvested after 3 to 4 months of growing, after which they are dried. Drying can be done in various ways, including simple air drying at warm temperatures, sun drying, or drying using dehydration machines. After drying, leaves are ground into a fine powder to create more surface area for efficient extraction of the stevia glycosides from the leaves. Different extraction methods can be used, but the main ones utilize either water-based or enzyme-based techniques. When using the water-based extraction technique, the finely ground stevia leaf powder is mixed with water and heated to high temperatures to allow stevia glycosides to dissolve into the water. The crude extract from this method often contains about 50% rubodiazide A. Enzyme extraction is a newer method that results in what we call enzymatically modified stevia, or EMS. First, enzymes that can break down the cell wall of the stevia leaves are used to release the stevia glycosides into solution. Then, other enzymes like cyclomaltodextrin glucanotransferase, UDP glycosyltransferase, and cyclodextrin are used to modify the composition of the glycosides in the solution, which results in higher purities of sweeter compounds like our Reb A. With higher purities of Reb A, scientists were able to generate a sweetener that has a flavor profile very close to that of table sugar, while overcoming undesirable bitter and metallic flavors that original stevia sweeteners were found to have. After the crude extracts are obtained through either method, the glycosides are separated and purified through crystallization techniques that typically use ethanol or methanol as a solvent. Crystals can then be ground into a fine powder that often contains no less than 95% stevia glycosides. Moving on, let's talk about how this Reb A actually interacts with our taste receptors.
Stevia sweetness comes from the stevioglycoside, stevioside, and rubodiazide A. These compounds act as ligands, binding to the G protein-coupled sweet taste receptors T1R2 and T1R3, activating the gustacin signaling pathway that sends the sweet signal to the brain. Additionally, they also bind to bitter taste receptors. TS2R4 and TS2R14 are bitter taste receptors found in the tongue and throughout the GI tract. Stevia's activity of glycemic control is a result of the activation of bitter taste receptors releasing GLP-1 and CCK. GLP-1 is a hormone that regulates blood sugar by stimulating insulin release and slowing gastric emptying. CCK also signals for fullness, contributing to insulin secretion in response to meals. Additional studies suggest that stevia interacts with PPAR-gamma, a nuclear receptor involved in improving insulin sensitivity by acting as a weak agonist. Stronger agonists are used in clinical management of blood sugar in type 2 diabetes. Recent studies show that stevia influences TRPM5, an ion channel responsible for taste signaling and insulin secretion. When this channel opens, it amplifies sweat and bitter taste receptors and helps depolarize the membrane for insulin exocytosis. Stevia has also been shown to have antihypertensive effects, acting as a mild L-type calcium channel blocker. This reduces intracellular calcium needed for myosin light chain kinases to contract smooth muscle, promoting vasodilation and demonstrating a small decrease in systolic and diastolic blood pressure.
So what is stevia? It can be used in a variety of foods such as energy drinks, tea, and anything else you want to add it to. Some people do feel that has a bitter taste, however, and it does not caramelize like sugar, so to use it in baking goods, a different formulation of it is often used. This is a brief history of stevia. It was used by the indigenous Guarani people in South America from way before 1500s, but was formally described and discovered by the Paraguayan botanist Moises Santiago Bertoni in 1887. In the 1970s, Japan was the first in the world to commercially cultivate stevia and popularize it because of concerns of artificial sweeteners. And finally, in 2008, the FDA recognized stevia as generally recognized as safe, otherwise known as GRAS. Stevia, the sugar that's marketed out to consumers, has a combination of a few of the glycosides. The stevioside pictured below is the glycosides that is present in the highest amount, ranging from 5 to 10%. However, it is also the one that has the highest bitter aftertaste and licorice kind of taste. Other glycosides include riboflavin A, which is present in around 3% of composition, and that one is described as having a little bit less of the bitter aftertaste and the licorice taste. And finally, riboflavin M is only present in 0.1% of the 40 or so glycosides. However, it has described as having no aftertaste or licorice taste, and however, that is the most expensive and difficult to produce because it's present in such small quantities. And because stevia is a zero-calorie sweetener, it has been a great impact in people who manage diabetes or blood sugar, and is considered to be safe to use every day for those for anyone. And it's also great because unlike aspartame or saccharin, it is plant-based and a natural sweetener and not an artificial sweetener. Also, it has had a really great impact globally in the production of diet sodas and energy drinks, and companies worldwide have taken stevia as an alternative to sugar.
Stevia represents an interesting shift in how we think about sweetness and health. It has become a popular alternative for people managing diabetes, weight, or overall sugar intake. At the same time, it's not a perfect replacement. Its aftertaste and lack of functional properties in baking show that there are still trade-offs. But scientifically, stevia highlights how understanding receptor biology and metabolism can lead to smarter food design.